the tip of the spear, cutting through the doubt and the fear, standing tall year after year, for the ones who carry burdens that the world can't see. We are, because the mission's clear, we are the tip of the spear.
Welcome, everybody, to Tip of the Spear. How is everybody doing? We got a new one tonight. Miss Shay Sparks, how are you? Long time no talk.
Good. How are you guys?
We love Shay Sparks.
Yeah, I love you guys too. This is great.
Awesome.
Surprise.
Well, I knew you were joining because I got the email saying that you accepted. I was like, all right, cool. So I guess you were talking with Marie and she sent it to you?
Yes. Yeah, I met her last night and she's like, oh, you have to be on this show. I'm like, I know, David. Yes.
It has been a while. It's been, what, a year and a half?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Gosh, has it really?
Oh.
Why does it go so fast? That's insane.
When you're having fun, it does.
None of us stopped.
Yeah, none
I
of us have
know.
stopped. That's for sure.
That is for sure. Yes. So what's new in your guys' world? What's happening?
Well, my youngest daughter is graduating Saturday, so we'll be empty nesters. I'm super excited. She's going to Lindsey Wilson University or college or university down in Columbia, Kentucky, and it's a whole different world when you're going to be empty nesters.
Yeah.
So kind of, feeling mom out because she's still stressing about, getting the final grades done and getting graduation walk and all of that. And, but other than that, podcasting away and building the brand, and sharing it with our brothers and sisters that do the same thing. So what's up? What's new with you, Miss Shay Sparks?
Well, let's see. Adam Bird and I actually started the Maker's Machine a year and a half ago now, community. And then we just spoke at Military Creator Con about a month ago now. And so it's just been amazing. We spoke at PodFest earlier this year, and now we're speaking at Empowered Podcasting in Charlotte in August. So lots of speaking gigs going on, lots of community building and coaching. So I'm coaching businesses on how to leverage AI for their business. So a lot of good things.
So, all right, my daughter does yearbook and charge media and all of that at school. So they do live wire and all of that, and they travel all over the country and do articles and stuff like that. And I'm like, just use some AI for that. And all the kids like, no, we don't want to use AI. We hate AI. So what makes AI different in the adult section of the world compared to, high school seniors?
Yeah, well, so it's not all about writing newsletters or emails or, what to put in the yearbook, right? It is a lot of times like operational workflows. So as all of us probably know, we're all entrepreneurs, right? So we live among all of the weeds, that all of the decisions we have to do, all the things we shouldn't say have to do, we get to do every day in our business, right? And one of the things that AI does is instead of seeing all of the weeds, it allows you, depending on how you word it, how you talk to it, it allows you to pick one and then focus on that one to completion. So it kind of gives you a 30,000 foot view. And then you go down and pick the one thing and then you work on that. And it can be operational. It doesn't have to be about, marketing and messaging and fun pictures. It can be all kinds of stuff, right? So it could be like, how can I take what I'm doing in my business and make it operate better? What decisions do I have to make on a regular basis that I can just put into an agent and click a button and it helps me make that decision 10 times faster?
Yeah, I utilize AI, especially ChatGPT, Suno, and a few other AI for the podcast. You know, I do my podcast descriptions. I do a little bit of everything with the AI, and I now you got to be careful because it is a machine. It will make
Yeah.
mistakes, even though they say machines don't make mistakes. They do.
Yes, I do.
So you just got to be like, what I'll do is like when I do my when I get a song ideal in my head, right? I'll write down the lyrics that come to my head, and then I'll throw it in a chat GPT and say, all right, take this and turn this into a song.
Mm.
And then I'll go in and I'll read it from chat GPT, and I'm like, well, that needs to be changed. This needs to be changed to make it sound, I guess, more human like, because, you know, computer's going to be
Right.
computer language. So I'll take it from there and I'll polish it up, and then over to Suno, and then I'll give Suno, like if I want to do a new metal hip hop fusion, I'll tell Suno what I want, like music wise, and then I'll keep doing that until I find the music I like. So you just gotta play around with AI. It's not terrible, but you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just different.
Yeah, it
You're
is.
saying you
And
want some constant sorrow in the tune of Megadeth. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No.
he said he didn't say country.
Yeah, I didn't say country.
So I'm curious, what are you
Megadeth is
doing with
far
that?
from country.
Oh, I know. I meant the constant sorrow. I was picturing the dead dog and the beer cans, right?
Oh man.
What are you doing with that? Because I know a lot of people have now created their whole like playlist, like a AI artist. So are you doing something with those songs?
So I haven't. A lot of them just I utilize on the podcast. Like the intro song was AI for this. For Homefront Sit Rep, it's an AI version. There
I
are
had him
some
do one so this year was our 22nd anniversary. So I had him do one for my wife because I was too cheap to go out and buy her a present. But we sat here for like 15, 20 minutes just getting it dialed in and changing words and stuff. And I played it for her because I was supposed to leave. So I played it for her the night before and just, hey, listen to this. And I gave her my phone and I walked away. And I had my oldest son recording her reactions to it. And then she's listening to it. And she's like, oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden she's like,
Wait,
looking
what?
around for me like, what the hell? And then she's like, how did you do this? I'm like,
Aw.
Willis and his AI stuff, man. It's just easy.
No, I do love doing that. Now my sister, she left her corporate job and now she's doing AI songs for her business that she does. Now she does website development and all that too now, but she creates songs and stuff like that and videos for it. And so it's super cool to see. You know, granted, a lot of singer songwriters out there be like, oh, well, that's taken, you know, the artistry away from it. But there is a semi sort of artistry of, you know, creating a song with AI and then going in and doing the music with that.
But there's
AI.
a lot of singers that don't write their own stuff too.
Right.
Right.
They have other
Right.
people that write it. That's why there's
Right.
this friggin' whole writers guild in Nashville.
Yeah.
Right. Now, later in their career, some of them may get involved and have their, place in it. And a lot of them have started doing that because sometimes they don't own the full musical rights, right? If they don't have a part in it. But there's a lot of guys and gals that haven't written their own stuff. And
Right.
I mean, even look at it when it's, the ACMs or the CMAs or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
the song of the year, and that artist's name isn't even in it as the writer. Right. So
Right.
it's different, but I mean, truly, at the end of the day, it's different, right? It's still somebody else writing your stuff for you. You're just the one performing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do want to bring up something real quick. Now we do have, I had a veteran reach out to me. She lives in Utah. One of her family members lives in Moorhead, Kentucky. So south of me, I think what, 2.5, 3 hours from me.
He's east,
East of me? Okay.
east, right across 64, almost to Ashland.
Oh, okay. So he's that way. All right.
Yeah.
So, but he's missing. He's been missing for 2 days. She asked me to share his picture. So he is, like I said, he lives in Moorhead. Army veteran, has PTSD, has dementia. Got evicted 2 days ago. They can't seem to find him, can't locate him. So if you live in that area, and you've seen this guy, reach out to me and let me know. That way we can hopefully get him safe. So yeah, if you know him, let me know. All
Praying he
right.
shows up.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know, I'd
hoping.
send that. I'd send that to Bourbon County too. You know, Rowan County Police, Bourbon County Police are all right there.
Well, his sister already has.
To
So
Bourbon County too.
I
Or just
don't know.
Rowan?
I'll ask. I'll ask once
Yeah,
we
she
get off
definitely
of
needs to
here.
send it to the surrounding counties. Just they may know he may know somebody, and that's where he's gone, right?
Yeah.
So just
Well, he's from Ohio originally, but I don't know if he would, travel back into Ohio or even if he has a car. So
and it's not too far to either. So if he went east a little bit further, right, to what's that, where Billy Ray Cyrus is from,
Yeah.
that area, there's a bridge that crosses the Ohio right there. And
Yeah.
I mean, just it's not too far away.
Okay. So yeah, if you happen to see Kenneth, his name is Kenneth, let us know. Reach out to us so we can, hopefully reconnect him with his family and get him safe, or get him the help that he needs. So just let us know. Richard, what's been going on with you, sir?
Well, as you see at the bottom of my name, I'm open to work. I have 2 days left of this job, and then go on the bench for 30 days. Hopefully, find a position still with my company. If not, then I'll be looking elsewhere. I'm already looking elsewhere in case nothing. Lights stay on next week, and we get a different contract and move forward.
Yeah, I hope you do, because with you doing drones, I mean, that's going to be the next warfare anyway. I don't know why they would be cutting budgets.
I mean, it's
for
going.
that.
It already is.
Well, yeah,
Right.
You know, it's
That
already
is
here.
the spear, to coin our phrase.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Kentucky
no
Lita.
longer the infantry guys. You know what I mean? It's those guys sitting in a desk here in the States while they're launching, overseas. It's been like that for years now.
And
Yeah.
even the 11Bs or the 0311s now, they have squads that's
They're
their
learning.
dedicated-
Yeah.
that's their dedicated job, to launch them and watch so they don't have to go forward.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do the recon, do the scouting, and see if things are easier to go left instead of going straight. So it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
whole new ball game for everyone out there.
Yeah, because a lot of countries are using drone strikes and stuff like that, and then, like you said, it's now down to the team level. I know when Gunny and I were in the Marines, we didn't have that kind of technology, but now they do in the squad level and team level. So yeah, it's definitely crazy. So
I know
any good news?
when me and Gunny were in Ramallah in Iraq, you can hear the drone that was closest to us, which is the Shadow. It sounded like a flying lawnmower. That was the closest thing to our level, and it was horrible because when you heard it, they heard it too. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
that's when they'd wake up, and now you can't hear any of them. So it's amazing.
Just crowns.
Still have those too. Those probably won't go away. The standard issue.
Yeah, that's standard issue for us jarheads. And trade for your favorite. Yeah, you got to trade for your favorite flavor. So
Always the pink ones.
Always the pink one.
oh hell! All right, so let's talk about. We can't really talk about the JJ Millet story. Any update with that, because Travis is not here tonight. But I do want to, kind of. Have you been following up with it, Rich? I know you've been.
I got my op-ed published in the VT Digger, so in their big paper up in Vermont, they published my op-ed in there, and they were pumped up about it because were already following the story. So
Okay.
they seen the op-ed, and I told them the backstory of us talking about it on here and all that. They were pumped up. They just asked me to make a couple tweaks, and they put that thing right in there. All the national level ones, they wouldn't touch it. They wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And I understand that it's the political thing. They don't want to do that because it's political torture for them to say yes or no to any of these cases. But the local newspaper caught it, and that one should make it spread a little more.
So let's catch Shay up a little bit. There's a veteran in Vermont called 988. Said he needed help, and they told him to turn himself in. So he turned himself in, surrendered the firearms and knife, I believe, that he had, with no anything. Nothing happened. Like, he turned himself in. They got him in the VA care. The cops were going to drop the charges, but the attorney decided, hey, we're going to press charges, and they got him for domestic terrorism and some other stuff. And it was definitely crazy. How the police officers were like, no, we're not going to press charges, but the county attorney or district attorney, whoever, said no, we are. So that's kind of the story we've been following up. Travis with Oscar Mike Radio had interviewed the sister, the cousin, the lawyer, and I think he was interviewing somebody else as well.
One of his
Along
good buddies or something.
Yeah. So we were talking about the precedents that it would set if this guy does go to prison for 20 years.
Wow.
How would that affect us as veterans dialing 988 saying, hey, we need help? It's already hard enough for us to say, hey, we need help.
Yes.
But now it's even going to be harder if he winds up going to prison for 20 years for domestic terrorism.
Mm.
So that's kind of what the story we're talking about at the present moment in time.
I dropped the link in the chat to the private chat and the regular chat for it.
Yeah.
The op-ed
Yes.
I put out there.
That's terrible.
Yes.
I don't even have words other than it's like they're at some point, it seems like, and I am not against, don't get mad at me, I'm not against police. But it seems like at some point we were, because it now is more the attorney, it sounds like, that we are guilty until proven innocent, until before it used to be we're innocent until we're proven guilty.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're not even considering the fact that he reached out for help and this is what you get. Like, you're right. What is that going to say to everyone else?
Yeah. I struggle, like, as it is, telling people I need help, and I don't even like asking for help when it's just something
Right.
normal. So
Right.
much less reaching out to 988 and saying, hey, these are the thoughts that are going through my head at the present moment in time.
Well, it's reaching out to a stranger first and foremost, right?
Mm-hmm.
That yes, we all know that it's there. We're more apt to talk to our friends about it or reach out to our friends before we talk to anybody else.
Right.
But the fact that they didn't search for him, they didn't hunt for him. He willingly turned himself in, willingly turned over his firearm and the knife. And the police are like, okay, yeah, you're good. But this attorney is headhunting this one specific thing to try to make a name for themselves. And this is my words. This is not words of anybody else. People, veterans especially, are going to stop reaching out, and they're definitely not going to go to the police about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
And the first cop that came to the house was actually his friend. And he came because he asked him to come take his weapons. It was the cop that came after him, or the state policeman that came after him, came in and found the notebook that had his writings in it. That was just his ramblings because the medications were changed, so he was rambling.
Of course.
Well, and they tell you to journal your thoughts, journal your feelings, get it out somehow, some way.
And that's what
now it's being used against him.
Yeah, it blows my mind, and I've never been one to journal. I mean, hell, put it this way, I've had this since 2001, and there's only a few pages scribbled on. So,
got a picture of Gunny in there.
It probably is.
A stick figure, my buddy,
figure with a Gunny chevron on the arm.
It has all your ranks scribbled on there.
Yeah. But no, it's just, I don't know. That's another thing. I mean, I know veterans out there that do journal, and it does help them. It's part of their healing. Their healing process is they write all this stuff down. But for a county attorney, prosecuting attorney, whoever, to say, oh, well, we're going to use this as his manifesto. It just drives me bonkers, man. It really does drives me bonkers to even think that if he goes to prison for 20 years, because that's the minimum. I think that's the minimum he's looking at, he's facing. That's going to set a precedence across the nation.
Yep.
That, hey, if
Yeah.
we see veterans doing this, then we can get them for domestic terrorism. So, I mean, we're already on a watch list anyway.
Does it go different if it's in a red state though, and
That's
not
a
a
good
blue
question.
state? You know what I mean? So
Mm.
obviously this happened in extreme liberal Vermont, right? And it has been, probably always will be. But you know, it's just it doesn't go down different if it's not that state.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it happens in Texas, right? Or even, you know, here in Kentucky, does it look different?
It probably would have disappeared. You probably would never heard of it.
Yeah.
Well, if it happened in Texas, somebody would have went over there and literally kicked his ass and then took his guns and been like, dude, let's grab a beer and be done with this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a huge proponent of journaling, and just to think that, you know, what we write down can be used, that can even be used as evidence,
Yeah.
right? And I tell people, like, get it out of your system. So I can't even imagine. So my question is to you guys, because you know, obviously know more about this than me, is who's fighting for him?
Well,
now-
I know he's got a lot of family, and then plus all the veterans that have rallied against what is going on. Rich can probably explain more.
There's a lot of veteran groups across the country that are rallying for him, but those rallies don't really do much in Vermont.
Yeah.
Right.
Back to
Right.
exactly what Gunny was just saying. And if you're not up there doing it, that's why I reached out right to the two papers up there for us to see if maybe that
Mm.
spotlight would shed some light. When the case started gaining so much momentum, the main DA or prosecutor, he recused himself from the case because it's an election year. He didn't want the arrows at him, but his, I guess, subordinate just pressed forward with it and said, yeah, we're doing this. We're going for this because they want that next level or the next step they're going to take in their career. And if this soldiers, veterans being held to a standard for politics,
Right.
a political
Yeah.
game, and it's unfair.
Yeah. So there's Lita on TikTok. She said it happens so many times, especially against my brothers in custody battles. Talking
Yeah.
about using the journals against them in custody battles and stuff
Yep.
like that. See that it shouldn't
But
happen.
a lot of that's the spouse too, or the ex-spouse who
Right.
is like, oh, he journals all this stuff. You should see the stuff in his journal. So then, you know, the journals get summoned, right?
Mhm.
And now the judge sees that and the lawyers see that and they're like, oh, this is how this person is.
Yeah. They use it against them, even though the
Yeah.
journal is helping,
Well,
helping
no,
that veteran.
and the veteran could have never done anything, right?
Yeah.
Never
Right.
been violent towards anything outside of combat, right? Let's excuse that.
Yeah.
And now it's being used against them because that's what is running through their head. But again, a lot of these therapists, let's journal it.
Right.
As soon as they said that to me, I'm like, I'm not writing anything down.
Right.
Yeah.
Not happening. And it wasn't for the fact that I thought it could be used against me. What if my wife or my kids just one day grab that journal and see the frigging craziness that goes on inside my squash?
Yeah.
Right. And then they start looking at me different. They start acting different because of what they read.
Mm.
Nope. I'll go fishing.
Yeah.
I'll go fishing.
There
I'll
you
take it out on the fish. I'll leave it on the line in the water.
Mhm.
Nope.
Or I yell
Yeah,
at I can yell at the fish all day. They don't yell back.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
They shouldn't be yelling back. If they do, I know you guys up in Kentucky might have some weird rivers, but there might be some bad stuff up there with bourbon in the river or something. But
Some radioactive stuff.
Yeah.
that's East Kentucky.
Yeah, that's East Kentucky, up near the coal mines.
The old county.
So that's over there in Harlan and Bell County and
Yeah.
Corbin
Those
and
places ties from over there.
yeah.
All right. So
Oh,
I just
yeah.
read an update on the case. Prosecutors maintain that the call was not primarily a request for help, but it was a series of threats. That's what they're saying the call was.
Ugh.
see, I would love to hear the call,
Yeah.
but I don't.
They
want
haven't
to hear the
released it.
call.
No,
Right, they haven't released it yet.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. Because of AI, and editing, as we all know,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They're going to totally manipulate it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, they
That's
do it anyway. They take bits and pieces
yes,
of what people say and put it
right,
together anyway, right? I
right.
mean, they could this conversation we're having, they
Yes.
could the stuff is so good right now that it can duplicate my voice and
Yep.
my fluctuation and everything, and you can go through and pick certain words out and put it together and make a sentence.
Yeah.
Or just use his voice and say this. That's it.
Yeah.
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 That's going to be the hard part.
So
Uh.
Gunny, Lita says if the fish yell back, you need to go to therapy.
Lita, you're right about that.
If the fish yell back, he might be get a smack on the head and end up in a frying pan.
Cast
Hey,
iron
if he-
If the fish start talking back, there's yeah. I probably
Yeah.
need to have a drink.
She says they only take the content or context that follows their directive as well.
Yeah, their
So,
narrative. Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
do you guys want to touch on the US Iran conflict at all? Or is that something that's already been overplayed?
It's
It's
far
shadow
overplayed.
dancing right now.
yeah, it's it's friggin' shell games and everything right now.
Yeah.
It's just it's
That's another thing being used for political theater. On everything right now.
on both sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
sides using. And we're just
All right. What about this U.S. NATO tensions? European allies are reportedly bewildered by sudden U.S. shifts regarding troop movements, and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is actively pressing NATO allies at critical summits. So I'm assuming that that's talking about troop movements in the in that region over there. And Rubio's trying to get our allies on board or whatnot. What do you guys think about that?
Well, that's been going on since before this president, right? And trying to get our allies to get on board with what we're doing and vice, anytime that they need us, we jump at it and we're on it. But when we need them, it's well, I don't know if we can do that because of our hold in this region, or they have this many people from their country in this region. And a lot of those European countries right now are being flooded with people from Arab nations. So yeah, they don't want to join because then it's repercussions upon them in their homeland.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the only ones that seem to want to tighten down our border, and everybody else is continuing to open theirs up.
So
I mean, that's been going on since 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think once the Syria conflict started and the mass exodus of military age males from Syria, and everyone opened their arms and said, "Let's let them in. We love them." And now they're seeing what happens when you let them in your country.
Yeah, London,
France,
Paris, France, a
Spain
lot of the
too.
major cities in Germany.
Yep.
The northwestern
out.
cities in Spain.
Germany's going to move to pass a bill to repatriate 720,000 of them, send them back to Syria.
Yeah,
I think it's 86% of those who came into the country.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they were military age males when they left. They can go back and rebuild their own country.
Who are you talking about, Michael? All right. And Steven says, did the FBI director actually snorkel in Hawaii at the memorial?
I don't know.
I don't know. Did he? I
cannot confirm nor deny. Don't know. I didn't
see
see
that
photos.
one.
I just saw the story. I didn't see any video or photos.
I thought he was like MIA. I thought Cash was MIA, so I don't know.
Maybe look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a story or something that popped up a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I don't know. I don't watch the news anymore because no matter who you watch, it's all one-sided, right? There's no fair reporting anymore. It's all their thoughts, right? And again, pushing whatever side you're on that agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So Shay, where do you live again? What state?
Florida.
So, do veterans in Florida pay property tax on their primary residence?
That's a really good question. I don't know the
Gunny
answer to
says
that.
no.
I don't think so.
Really?
So
Huh.
Mike Braun, who's the governor of Indiana, just
Mhm.
passed a bill that if you are a veteran, that you don't have to pay property taxes. I think you have to be 10% rated or higher in the
Mm.
state of Indiana, where you don't have to pay property tax on your primary residence. Just saw that on the news before I come downstairs here. I know in Kentucky, Gunny, if you're 100%, is it on the primary residence? No.
There is nothing. So here's I sat through a lot of legislation in Kentucky, and they keep claiming to be the most veteran friendly state in the nation,
And they're not.
and they are far from it.
Mm.
Very far from it.
And that's why most of the soldiers here that are on
Live in
Fort Campbell
Tennessee.
live in Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
not-
Gunny, this might be a question for you. Can I wear my junior ROTC ribbons when I graduate boot camp? My recruiter said I could bring them with me.
Do not.
Please don't do this.
Do not.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine wearing
That
JR
recruiter needs to have his ass kicked.
Yes. Yes. Wow. I guess that was a selling point to him to get him to sign up. Yeah, you can wear
Now,
all your
right?
ribbons when you
Yeah.
go.
You know, depending on how long you were in JROTC, yes, you can get promoted, especially in the Marine Corps, from E1 to E2. You're not going to see E3, right? But E1 to E2. But none of those ribbons, medals, trophies transfer over to active duty, reserve, or guard at all. Those are all just your little high school stuff. Now, if you're in the ROTC program and you guys receive like a unit commendation or meritorious unit commendation, right? That is an actual military decoration. Yes, but not any JROTC.
Hopefully that answered that question over on TikTok world.
Yeah.
And it might be not to tell
Please
you.
don't. If you want to start off on a bad foot, go ahead and bring them. But you just need to leave them at home.
Yeah, leave them at home.
And just say no when they ask. Just say no when they ask if you were in JROTC.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to know anyway.
They're going to find out, but don't volunteer it. Yeah, so Florida's tax thing goes by percentage as well. So 100% is completely, and then I guess 10% or more receive $5,000 reduction in taxable value of their property.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it is here in Tennessee. So it's by rating. So 80% and above, they start giving you discounts on it and you get money back. So you pay in and you get it back at the end of the year. Primary residence. If it's a place used for business, that's a no. You lose all of it.
Yeah, if it's a second, like a Airbnb, you use it as an Airbnb or anything like that. Only the residence you live in.
I was just looking that up. You beat me to it.
And then there's other stuff there for veterans too. I mean, Florida and Texas are probably the two most veteran friendly states to live in by far.
Disabled vets in Texas, they no tolls on any roads.
Yeah,
tax free. And then I think if they joined from Texas, it's free college, I think.
Yeah, and Florida's the same way. But I mean, Florida has changed it anyway. That if they offer certain things if you've lived there for more than 2 years before you graduate high school, your kids can go. And yeah, all kinds of craziness going down there in Florida, which is good craziness, but all kinds of it happening.
All right. So
What about you, Willis? What have you been up to? You asked everybody. You don't ever say anything about you. I mean, you did say that you had the youngin getting ready to flee the nest, but she's still going to be with you this summer, and she's not going too awful far away. So I'm sure she'll be back during the weekend.
She can still drop in and scare you when you're walking around in empty nester clothes.
No, it's he's already discussed about having a naked room.
Yeah, naked room.
Yeah. That's a naked house, not the room. But no. So I've been, just working my normal day job, and then, definitely pushing, reaching out to guests and getting them scheduled for next month. Getting ready to go on that cruise, which seeing the virus outbreaks on the 2 cruise ships over there, it's just like, and people are like, "Are you scared?" I'm like, "Nah. If it's my time, it's my time." That's the way I look at it. So, but other than that, man, just working on getting the new shirts up, the home front sit rep shirts up, with Matt with same flag, same oath.com. And we got all 6 of them up on the site now.
Yeah.
This one said
Probably
this.
not.
I
No,
go-
I have
He
I
does
have
because his
camouflage-
daughter's there. Your daughter's still home, so it's danger zone.
One's at work and the other one is out with her friends. The wife is going to a softball game, so I'm home alone in the
He
bunker
might
at
not.
the moment.
He might
But
not.
I do have shorts on.
on.
I do have shorts on. I don't have pants on, but I do have shorts on.
Lies.
But lies. You want to see?
We
You
don't
want
need
to
to
see?
see. Stay
No, I
seated.
don't.
Stay seated.
Please stay seated.
All right. I'll stay seated. So here, I was reading this. The difference between putting food on the table, new property tax relief bill signed into law for disabled Hoosier veterans. The new law increases the property tax deduction for totally disabled veterans to 100% of assessed value, meaning they'll pay no more property taxes on their home. And then it breaks it down somewhere here. So there is a cap. If your house, let's see, at times because he had a lower disability rating, and more recently because his home's value was over the state's $240,000 cap, but now that's out the door. So it looks like they took the cap away. All right, so the new law increases the tax deduction for veterans with 100% disability rating from 14,000 to 100% of assessed value, meaning they won't pay any property taxes over on their primary residence. It also removes the $240,000 assessed value cap, and then they got it broke up so many different ways here. I know there is, like, if you're depending on your rating, that's how much your property taxes you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
So I know it's here. Let's see. All right, here we go. The new law ends property tax deductions and replaces it with a set of annual tax credits. It means a veteran who served in wartime and has a disability rating of 10% to 90% can get a $350 credit that can be stacked with a 250 credit for vets 62 years and older. The $250 credit applies to veterans with 10 to 90% disability rating, regardless of whether they served during wartime. So it looks like you do get some credit if you're 10 to 90%. And then once you get to 100%, you don't pay any property taxes, which is good. I wish Kentucky would go to that. I think that would.
We have the Homesteader Act, and I can't remember how much that gives back, but it takes a certain dollar amount off of your property tax each year. But that's something you have to do with the city that you live in.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. All right.
Well, I'm not surprised that
You
they had
g-
to raise the cap because of how the house prices are.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Well,
So
and
let
it
me ask
depends,
you
too. I mean, you
guys.
go to the greater Indianapolis, and the houses are going to be more than they are, in Podunk nowhere, right?
Right.
All right. So let's ask you guys this question. Who here has challenge coins? Like coins that you can put in your hand and hold. Right? All right. So what do you guys think about digital challenge coins?
It's a weird concept.
Yeah.
I think it's really weird too. What do you think, Shay?
I was gonna say I think it's kind of like the NFT.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So is it a trend? Is it Bitcoin? Is it going to continue to surprise us? Who knows? I just actually got a digital coin recently. All of us, I think, got one from Military Creator Con for attending, and it was kind of cool. I mean, I can't do anything with it. I can't touch it and feel it like the other ones I have, but I thought, well, this is kind of cool. Will I do anything with it? I don't know. but to me, it's like I think of the NFT.
So me, I'm old school. I like being able to touch a coin and share that with somebody. Like when Rich gives me his coin, or Gunny gave me his coin, or reaching out and shaking that veteran's hand and giving them a coin, whether a home front sit rep coin or getting a coin. I love that tradition, right? Me personally, digital coins, I, I'm I don't think I like them. That's just me personally, though.
Have
That's
you
why I was
received
asking.
one?
No, I have not received one, and I
So
don't
you
know
haven't
any.
had the joy of opening email and ta-da, seeing the beautiful picture of it.
No, I have not.
Hold on. I've designed about 50. Let me send you one. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
What's up,
What's
Ty?
up, Kyle? Come join,
Sorry about
Ty.
my
Come join.
language, but that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now I get it. I knew so a couple years back I heard of this coming around, and hell, I mean, even a few months ago someone else brought it up, and I'm like, the whole thing about it is, where is it? So when I throw this in my hand,
Mm,
right, and go up and shake somebody's hand with it,
yeah.
that's that one tangible thing, right, that stays with that person. Whether they take this and throw it in a drawer, throw it in their pocket, put it on a shelf, or hell, even if they give it to somebody else,
Mm.
it's still this one tangible thing that's going to remind that person, hey, I was out one day and I was feeling like crap. And this dude came up to me and said, hey, I got something for you. Boom. Right? No matter what's on there. Don't matter what's on there. Don't matter what's on there.
Look at that one right there. That's a good one right there. I like that.
Mhm.
No matter what's on there.
I like that.
Or just that tangible thing that's given to somebody as a token of appreciation. Say, thank you for your service. You're not alone. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
You can't get that same feeling with something digital.
When you open up the email and ta-da.
When I take my phone, right? Well, now I gotta, right. Oh,
They
what's
better
this?
shoot some confetti at or something.
Right?
That email.
Right. Hey, Willis, I
Yeah.
got a challenge coming for you. Here, it's coming your way. Okay. It's not going to feel the same.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Now, so supposedly the whole thing about the digital challenge coin is, say, Gunny, unfortunately something happens to you and you're no longer here, right? All your challenge coins go into a box somewhere and collect dust. The purpose of the challenge, the digital challenge coin, is so that the story behind that challenge coin, how you got it, how you received it, is stored forever. That's the whole premise.
What if I delete the damn email, Willis?
Right? Well,
Or what if no one knows how to get into it?
No one. They're not after I'm dead. They're not going to be like, "There's Gunny's challenge coin right there." No,
Oh my God, with the eye.
purpose. Right? There's 400 and change in this room that are going to be split between my boys.
yeah.
My boys know every story for every challenge coin that's in this office, and the other 200 that's in the other room. 600 plus challenge coins they know the story of.
Yeah. And they purchased some of them for you.
They did.
Some of them. Yeah.
They did. But, again, that's one thing that they're going to have. I mean, there's 4 friggin' Mogadishu Mile, but there's 4 iterations of it. But that, thought I was missing one. They're going to take that and they'll be like, that was my dad's, right? Or that was your grandfather's. That was your great grandfather's. However the story goes after I'm friggin' in the dirt. They're not going to take that friggin' digital one and be like, hey, look what my dad got one time. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And my boys already have their own challenge coin displays in their room.
Nice.
So they're going to take these. One will probably take one will take the other one, and they'll split the ones in the other room. and these ones will be split. But I already told them, I was like, you guys are splitting the Medal of Honor ones evenly. You're not one's taking all of them. That's just not happening.
Right.
But it's something that they're going to have tangible that I had. Either they bought me or didn't, that they're going to carry with them to their new house, through their wedding, through their, whatever, through their marriages, and have it displayed in wherever. It's not going to end up in a box collecting dust. Not mine.
Yeah.
Unless their wife says, nope, not today.
Well, they're gonna have to have a coin room instead of a naked room.
Yeah. If they have this house, they can just keep this room.
It could be a naked coin room. I don't know.
Naked coin room.
Oh yeah, be in here dusting them all.
Yep. Keeps everything sanitary.
Shay'll never come back, guys. You're like, I'm done with these guys.
I'm just thinking, should I print mine out and stick it on the wall behind me?
Then you can have like an easy button that makes you go, oh,
Right? And have the front and the back showing at the same time. Woo!
All right. So Steven says, how old are they and will
Yep.
they respect it
So
from years?
19 and 15, almost 20. But one of them for sure will, because he's going into law enforcement. Matter of fact, there's one right there that he got me from the police department he works for, their color guard. So I know for sure that he will, just because of what he's going to do for his job. The youngest one is dad's boy, right? He would rather deal with me than mom. I don't know why. I'm way more scary than she is. But he's a little flighty sometimes, so he might be like, oh, I don't know where this one came from, but it was my dad's type thing. But my oldest will definitely keep the stories with him for sure, especially the ones that I got from the Gold Star families that he's had the honor and the privilege to meet.
Yeah, I think the ones, the Gold Star families and the Medal of Honor, those always are going to have the stories remembered.
Yeah.
So
Now this one that's from like, where's this? What put on base is this? Like Seymour Johnson from the Air Force Base in North Carolina. They might be like, that don't mean anything. And that one goes in a box. But because there's really nothing special other than it being from North Carolina, and that's where my kid was born.
yeah. What about that Ultimate Warrior one you got?
The friggin' truck bumper. Look at that thing.
Wow.
God.
I mean, that one, that's going to have a story to tell for sure. And, Micah and Miles both understand the story. I mean, it stands up by itself on the desk. You don't have to have it on anything. Well, yeah, there's a lot of them. I got a lot, right? And they all have a story and are all meaningful and some more meaningful than others, right? You got the Gold Star family ones, the Medal of Honor ones, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, the past two Sergeant Majors of the Marine Corps. And then, of course, all the ones that I designed, that they know the story and they know the meaning behind every single thing that's on the coin, to include that gear sprocket one, right? That I showed
And
earlier.
the home front sit rep one.
And the home front sit rep. And they know the special surprise that's on the back.
Yeah.
I draw everything out here in the office and I run it by them. What do you think of this? So they know, and they know how long it takes me to do it.
Yeah. No, me personally, digital coins are not the way to go. But I'm old school. I'm not, these newer generation. Yeah, I seen that a while ago. I was waiting for you to see it.
Yeah. Anyway, Lisa, I appreciate you.
All right. So Memorial Day, just recently. Did you guys do anything for Memorial Day? Did you go do an event? What did you guys do? Gunny,
The actual day itself?
Yes, the actual
Monday?
day itself. Yeah.
Monday, I did nothing. But sit here and reflect on the lives of the 27 guys that I served with, 25 directly from 3rd Battalion, 8th Marines, one that I served with on recruiting duty that was killed. Matter of fact, his unit replaced my unit in 05. And then one that was killed later, I think it was 2009 when Dudley was killed. But I reflected on those 27 guys. And then, the guys and girls that have taken their life, to the battle here at home. So I didn't do anything. We stayed here. I stayed here at the house leading up to Memorial Day. Arlington Memorial Gardens over in Cincinnati, in partnership with Operation Ramp It Up, they place 1,000 3x5 flags every single year. And you can sponsor a flag, and it doesn't have to be somebody that's deceased, but any veteran, first responder. And this year they actually added guys and gals with ALS, because they're doing a big ALS initiative here in Cincinnati this year. But you can sponsor that flag, and the proceeds go to Operation Ramp It Up to build ramps for disabled veterans and those with ALS. So I did that on Thursday prior. And then Sunday we were supposed to have a jump, but Mother Nature ended up winning that one. But yeah, I went up twice. The Eyes of Freedom were there. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, it's pretty moving. It's the 22 or 23 guys from Lima 325 that were killed. There's this artist that painted paintings of the guys that were killed, and her sole focus was the eyes of each one. And they have different renditions of that now. And this year, that event on this week was the first time. So on the back of the panel is each platoon from Lima Company, the entire platoon, and all their names are listed. And then those that were KIA are listed as KIA, but it's broken down by platoon and squad and everything all the way around. And then they have a bronze statue in the center to help with suicide awareness. Because the guy that posed for that ended up taking his life a few years ago. But yeah, so went up there and introduced people that had never seen either one of those or been to Arlington, and talked to them about what it was. And I passed, information on to you for Michelle and Greg both to be on the show for Eyes of Freedom and Operation Ramp It Up. So hopefully we can get them on in the next few months and then pass them on to everybody else, because they're doing great things.
Yeah, we definitely going to have them on. That they're my next ones to reach out to, so we'll get them on, and then we'll share them to the Tip of the Spear family. Rich, what did you do leading up to and on Memorial Day?
So Friday, I took my ride to Fort Campbell. I usually do it on Memorial Day itself, and I talked to the bench where my soldier's name is etched in on Fort Campbell. But I did it Friday this time, and I went to each memorial in the Memorial Garden and said every name for the Strike Brigade. And then my best friend who was killed from Bastogne in 2007, I went to his wall and I did the same thing. And then I put my coin next to my soldier's name, because he was in the Misfits, where the Misfit Nation comes from. So I put the coin next to him on the bench, and I shared that with his mom, of course. And then Saturday really didn't do much, cleaning out the house and such for my brother coming. Sunday had a show. I also had a big show on Saturday with a Warrior Dad, Thomas Baird. He had his book release in Oklahoma, so he was live in Lawton, Oklahoma. I was here in Studio 1A, and I broadcasted to the world for him so he can share his book with the masses. It was a pretty awesome event, 2 hours. Sunday, I had a guest on the show, and then Monday, I went out to Kentucky West Veterans Cemetery. We did the honor project before they did their big memorial ceremony, and we went out and said the names of as many as we could on the gravestones out there. There's even one in that cemetery from the Revolutionary War, so it's pretty amazing to see them do those things. And Johnny, I actually met the founder of the Eyes of Freedom Foundation, the Lima Company Memorial, at the Marine Corps Marathon, and nothing there. And I had her 2IC on the show, because she got sick.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for her to come back on. So.
Heck yeah. What about you, Miss Shay? What did you do?
Well, last week I was actually dog and house sitting down in Vero Beach, about an hour and a half from me. And a veteran friend of mine is down even an hour and a half from there in Stewart, Florida, and his wife is part of the society that redid the House of Refuge. It's a memorial, not a memorial, I'm sorry, a museum of when people were shipwrecked back in the, 12 or not 1200s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, right? And they actually was inspired to start the Coast Guard from that area, because there's actually a coral reef that I didn't even know existed the outskirts of Florida, and they would hit that, and this House of Refuge would take people in that were shipwrecked. So I did that, and then we went to Elliott Museum there in the county, and just got to hang with my buddy that's a veteran. And then on Monday is actually the 6-year anniversary of my brother passing away, and so it's still hard to talk about. So I just reflected on all the things.
So leading up for me, I went to the local memorial garden here, and we did some flags with the locals. The It's not the VFW post, but it's like the Lions Club, and a lot of veterans there, and they go every year and they put flags up in the veteran part of the cemetery. So I went up and did that, and then um, just the rest of the weekend I just chilled. And then on Monday, the wife and I, we were just sitting here at the house and reflecting on everything. And then she's like, "Hey, let's go to the high school baseball game because our Bullet East boys are going to or trying to make it to state." And then we also went to the softball game afterwards. But the cool thing is when we got to the stadium for the baseball game, on the jumbotron, they had um, a video for veterans and the ones that didn't make it home. And it was so cool to see that they did that at a high school game. Normally, you would see that like at a college game, but it was pretty neat to see. And then, so the wife and I, we just got to hang out all day, and she knew I was not there, and which is sometimes she doesn't key in on that detail, like if I'm not fully there. But she did a very good job at keeping me grounded. Like when I was getting nervous and stuff, she would just reach over, touch my leg or my elbow, and just rub it a little bit just to bring me back down. So I thought that was pretty neat. And then it just I made that video. I don't know if you guys seen the video that I made, and that took a lot out of me to do because my wife is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm creating this video. I wrote the song for it and everything, and she goes, and then she read it and she started bawling, and it was just like, it's one of those things. Was it done right or was it done wrong? It's just one of those things. I always criticize myself because I'm like, I want it to be special, but I don't want it to, bring tears to people's eyes either. So I don't know. That's
But
kind of
not all tears are bad tears, right? So
yeah.
There's two guys buried here in Northern Kentucky. One, I was his recruiter. And then he was killed 2 weeks before coming home in 2006. The other one came through my office, and I helped him prepare for boot camp. I made him get down to weight, his pull-ups, his crunches. At the time, it was crunches, and his run, right? So I helped him get down to weight. And he was killed the first part of the deployment in 2006. And we all served together. I left recruit duty, and they were both in 3-8 already. And I went and placed a dime on both their markers, and the one was 17, so mom had to sign the parental consent, and she was a single mom.
Mm.
So I sit there and with him, I think about that moment with his mom in her kitchen. I think about graduation day. I think about running into him in Haiti And he's like, I was a sergeant at the time. He's like, Sergeant Deeds, what are you doing here? I'm like, well, I told you I was going to check up on you when I got to the fleet. So I'm here to check up on you. And the look on his face was like, oh my God, really? I'm like, no, dumbass, I'm stationed here. I'm in 3-8. Right. So I think about that. And that's the tears that I cried on Saturday. And then the other one, the family holds me fully responsible for his death. I wasn't in the Union anymore. Hell, I wasn't even in the infantry anymore when he passed. But it's that. The other family loves me unconditionally. Mom is always open arms, reaches out to me all the time to check on me. The other one, don't ever visit the marker again. First and foremost, piss off.
Wow.
So it's that, right? So the cemeteries are, as the crow flies, maybe 3 miles apart. As you drive, maybe 6 miles, if that. So it's both those emotions, right? So I always go to the one first because I go there early enough that I know the family's not going to be there. And I don't go on Memorial Day because I know the family's going to be there. But there's a bench by his marker as well. And I pull the bench out of the mud every year. It's always buried. And I wash off the stone, leave my dime, and I leave. And then I go the other one and wash off the stone and just think about those good memories that I had with him. And then, of course, it's the phone call that came from the family of, and he died like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the birth of my oldest son. And my command wouldn't let me come home for the funeral. So then it's those thoughts too. So, I mean, it's not always, the sorrow that you see the tears for, right? It's those happy moments too that you got to enjoy with that person or the people that you're thinking about at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of Americans, don't really understand the meaning of Memorial Day, and that's sad that the generations have forgot, the real meaning behind it. And, and you get these people out there, I don't want to call anybody out by names, but they, it's about celebrating and being with your family. It's just like, no, bro, that's not what it's about. Not going out cooking hamburgers and hot dogs and opening up your pool. That's not what it's about. It's about remembering the ones that paid the ultimate sacrifice.
But if they were here, what would they be doing?
Well, they'd be honoring and remembering as well.
They would, but they'd
And
still be
celebrating.
having burgers and hot dogs and beers and opening the pool and enjoying the good weather and going to their kids' graduations. They'd be doing the same stuff that everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
The only difference is they take time to remember those who are no longer here, right? And for years, I was like, don't thank me for my service. You know what? Don't be that veteran. Because people don't know, right? And on Memorial Day, it's not the day to educate. Leading up to and after, sure. But don't be a dick just because someone thanks you for your service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? On Memorial Day. Yes, for us, it's not a happy day. For the Gold Star families, it's not a happy day. People are still going to say, Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the flag stays at half mast until noon and then gets raised.
Yeah.
Is to remember the fallen. Unfortunately, it's only for the half a day. Right? And then you raise it back up to enjoy and celebrate your life. Live your life to the fullest. You don't have to live your life for them. But don't forget them. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Speak their names. That way their memory lives on. We talk about that all the time. Well, it is 8:10, ladies and gents. This hour went by really, really fast. Shay, you are more than welcome to come back anytime. If you want, I can make sure you're on because we do it every month at the end of the month, unless it's a holiday, and then we do it the week before. But every last Wednesday of the month, we do the tip of the spear, and normally we have 8, 9 people on here, depending. To this weekend, I guess everybody's out honoring and remembering. So that's where everybody's at this weekend. So, but anywho, we're gonna wrap it up like we normally do. So,
Well, thanks for having me. This was fun.
Well, you're
Until the
very,
end.
very welcome. You're very,
Until the
very
end, it was
welcome.
hard.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah.
So what we normally do is I'll put you a full screen, and then you do your closing statements. So we'll start with Rich first.
Oh, man.
Rich is like, ooh, finally, I get to go first.
All right, everyone. Tip the spear. We talked about a lot of heavy things tonight again, as usual, as veterans. And we understand that all of us go through a lot of things. We all have something on our plate that we don't like to share with others. Reach into those wallets. Write down on a little piece of paper 3 names. The 3 names that you want to be called whenever you need help. You write them down. You call them every time you need something, and every time you think of them, you call them. Let them know that you're thinking of them. That way, there's always a circle. Your tribe is always there. Your tribe always knows what's going on, and you know what's going on with your tribe. Keep in touch with those you love. Make good choices. Be humble. Stay hungry, and keep hustling.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Surround yourself with people that are going to build you up and not tear you down. Don't let the dark days win.
All right, Miss Shay, you're up.
Gosh, what do I say? Build your friends, your community, so that you know who to call. You know those 3 names, like Rich mentioned. You have not just 3 names, but you have many names that you can call. So be the friend that you want to have in the world.
Love it. In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You're not alone. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains. And together we heal, together we rise, together we carry each other forward. Be someone stranger today. If you're out and about and you see somebody and it looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them, say, hey, how are you doing today? And if they give you the red flags, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living the dream, ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? And be ready for that conversation. Could be a 5-minute conversation, could be an 8-hour conversation. You just have to be ready for it. But that ends the show tonight, ladies and gents. We'll be back next week, or not next week, at the end of next month. It will be on the 24th. Ooh, maybe not. I might not be here on that one because that's my wife's birthday. But
I will
anywho,
not be here on that one. I will be in Europe.
yeah, we might have to have Ty or Rich run that one. So
Or we go the week before. Oh wait, I won't be here then either because I'll be in Europe.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Anyway, be safe out there.